Sheldon Primus.
Welcome to the Safety Consultant Show with Sheldon Primus, where we blend safety smarts with business brilliance and a pinch of Sheldon's signature wit. Whether you're a safety pro, a fresh-faced consultant, or just safety curious, get ready for a show that'll educate, entertain, and elevate your safety game. Let's dive into the art of consulting with your safety Sherpa himself, Sheldon Primus.
This episode is powered by Safety FM.
All right, and this episode is powered by some coffee, me outside. You guys are going to probably hear some background noise. I'll do my best to get my little OneStream here, but you know me, I don't like studios, and I do have like a home studio, but I'd rather be outside. I'm an outside guy. So welcome to the Safety Consultant Podcast. I am your host, Sheldon Primus. This is the show where I teach you the business of being a safety consultant. We talk about OSHA compliance. We talk about a lot of things with EH&S theory sometimes. We get some really good guests out there now and then. So that is the show. You that are watching me on Safety Consultant US, that's a YouTube channel. So youtube.com/@safety consultant. And you can see that I'm fidgeting because it's cold. I am bundled up, people. I'm in North Weyburn, Saskatchewan, Canada. We are going through Canada, so you guys are hearing me sniffle and listening to the podcast. That's just how it is right now. So I wanted to get one out. It's been a little over a week, so you know me. I try to get these things going once a week, but sometimes I am traveling because you guys know I'm a active safety consultant, but I'm also a full-time RVer. My wife and I, we travel. We've got our daughter with us this time. She came back from Vietnam to hang out with mom and dad for a little, see her brother graduate. So it was pretty cool. So I am really glad to be back with you guys and just to, truly go over some stuff regarding today, another OSHA thing that we're going to do today. But before we start, just want to let you guys know that I still have this promotion for the month of June. So anybody who is going to purchase the course, safetyconsultantblueprint.com is where you get this course, safetyconsultantblueprint.com, and it's a Safety Consultant 101 course. And I have updated it from my original Safety Consultant Blueprint course. And I also want to add some support since this is one of those months that you are thinking about safety and health. It's National Safety Month. So in the U.S. So is that international? I honestly don't know. But anyway, I am going to support the actual people who are going to go through the course. It's a nice mini course. It's more than a mini course, but anyway, I'm going to give you guys a half hour to just talk it over and strategize a little. I hear a lot of people telling me that they want to pick my brain, so we're not going to pick my brain. We're going to talk together, and I'm going to do my best to get you steered to where you need to be. And I'm going to give you my perspective on some things. I'm going to hear what your goals are and see what we could do to get you in the right frame of mind. So again, for the month of June, anybody who purchases the Safety Consultant 101, which is found at safetyconsultantblueprint.com, then we're going to go ahead and we're going to do a nice half-hour session with you. And I want to also let you know that Safety Consultant 101 is going to be live too, online live. You know how live is these days, online live. So what I'm going to do is a 2-hour session, and it's a workshop session. And in the 2 hours in this workshop, we're really going to dive into mindset issues, going to dive into starting your own business and things that are considerations with that. And then also we're going to just have you work out what does it look like your clients? What do they look like? What kind of businesses are those? What's my services going to be? We're going to talk about those things in our live online session. So you go to sheldonprimus.com/events. So sheldonprimus.com/events, and you'll be able to sign up for that one. And that's taking place in August. All right, gang. I got a couple trucks ready going by me. So we'll see how that goes. All right, so let's tell you what was on my mind today, and this is something that I have been thinking about, and I do this once a year. I used to do this for the ASSP, and what this is I'm going to analyze the OSHA budget, and you know what an organization will do with their finances, with their agency by the finances. It's one of those things that it's a time-trued, just you'll know in any government entity what's important to them by where they spend their money. And you'll have to end up for the U.S., they're going to have what's called a congressional budget that is posted first, and then that gets approved. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do kind of a live look at the budget, because I needed to do it anyway. So why not make an episode out of it, right? So let's see if I could get you guys to look this one up. And I do not have a link for you. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to go ahead and share my screen, and so you guys can see what I'm seeing. I'm also going to, let's see, I'm going to first figure out how to share, because I forget how to use this every time I'm using this program. It's been a while. So all right, so I'm going to share my screen. I'm only going to do an application this time. So you'll see me share an application, and I just heard my phone go off. So if you guys heard that, not bad. All right, so sharing an entire screen. I wonder if I can share an application. Windows. Let's see. Yeah, I can. So here it is. Let's go ahead and share this one. What you're seeing is the 2027 Congressional Budget Justification for OSHA, Occupational Safety and Health Administration. Those of you outside of the country, what you're going to be looking for is you're going to be looking for a similar budget justification for your agency. And I don't know if it's broken up in this way, but I'm going to show you my mindset, and then we're going to go over some actual things that to expect. All right, first is coffee. Glad I made some coffee. It's cold out here. Canada does not know it's almost June. Well, it is June. It's actually June 13th. But Canada doesn't know that. They still think it's winter. So let's go ahead. If you're looking this up, you're going to go ahead and type into your Google search box or whatever engine you use, FY, fiscal year 2027. CBJ is good enough. You don't have to do the full congressional review, but just do CBJ and then OSHA. And whatever search engine you have is going to get you to it. I don't look at too many things in the very first part. I go right to the activities starting at page 15. I focus in on the standards, enforcement. State programs are going to pretty much be the same. States are going to run their program, but they have to be as stringent as OSHA. However, they could go more stringent than OSHA if they wanted to, like Cal OSHA, for instance, in Washington. They're pretty strict systems. But part of the OSHA Act is where OSHA is going to pay half of their actual operating cost. So you'll see that like right in here in the budget. Compliance activities for federal and training grants, I always look at as well. And I really don't care too much about the statistics right now, especially not in this podcast. I'll do that on my own. But consider this kind of like an unboxing, if you would, because we're not unboxing anything but a budget. But honestly, how you as a consultant and as a safety officer is going to use this information is this is going to help you figure out how are you going to stay regulatory safe, if you would, for 2027. And then it's also going to show you the trending for OSHA. So first, let's look at the past. What you're seeing here is the money is going to be in thousands. So that's going to add 3 more zeros to that. And the hundreds, 2 zeros, thousands, 3 zeros. So it's going to add 3 more zeros to this number that you're seeing. And I actually look at the FTEs more than I do the money. FTEs equals full-time equivalent hours. So honestly, what that just means is if you have somebody who's going to do an activity, you want that person to spend X amount of hours a day during that. They calculate that out. So that's where you're getting your FTEs. Oh my, we are getting some wind. So my little, I hate the name, but it's a dead cat. That's that is the name of this little wind thing. And I'm not a fan of that. I just have to say it, but when I'm describing it, but it's not a good name. I'm sorry. Tuck my ears under. All right, so you guys been looking at this for a while, so now you can see that OSHA is diminishing hours. Look at the big jump back from, and again, this category is standards. So that means OSHA's not going to spend too much time with standards this year. I'm going to do this highlight feature so you guys would be able to see my highlights on this. So first it tells you like a little justification of what they're looking for. Over here, their deregulation. So right over here, additionally, OSHA has a robust agenda. I'll do that, don't want to go too far. Of activity to comply with President Trump's executive order on unleashing prosperity through deregulation. So again, deregulation equals they're going from 72, and that's under Biden, to 44 FTEs. Does that mean that there won't be any standards written? No, that just means that it's going to look a little bit different. So the agency, I'm skipping ahead. I'm kind of like reading a little bit ahead. It says the agency identifies areas of new health standards are necessary to protect workers. So they're kind of going through the methodology, if you would. But what usually I go to is the second paragraph, because in that one, I'll tell you what the activity is going to end up being. And then there's also a section over here that gives a nice little summation of everything. So again, if you're doing this for yourself, you don't have to read every single word because it's going to get kind of cumbersome. So you could do a nice little glance over. It looks like what we're going to see here is they're going to do more guidance and for common sense, plain language, revision of some of the regulations. Get some crows visiting. So let's see. Going down to this part over here. Below, increase staff attrition. But OSHA's still hiring. And it looks like, scrolling down more, here's your performance portion of it. So again, we're in the standards. Let's get a little bit bigger so you guys can see the fine print. Slide to the left, slide to the right. There we go. So now we're going to look at what the narrative is. So again, this is how you guys break this down for your system 2026. What they're going to be doing is this. Ta-da! The future of OSHA. They are going to complete the regulatory activities, meaning they're going to kind of cut back on some of the regulations through the methodology previous. This said is going to be through some guidance and some other just touching base with the public, touching base with experts is how they worded it. So now it looks like 20 guidance products related to safety and health topics, continuing updating guidance for safety and health topic page. That's what the standards are going to look like. So it doesn't look like we're going to get new standards much for 2027. That means you would have to go to the regulatory agenda and see what is scheduled, and chances are most of those things are going to be in a holding pattern. So what I would think is going to be in a holding pattern is going to be the heat stress standard. Now, that's one of the ones that almost just came out. I don't think it's going to come out anymore because of that wording. All right, so let's go to the enforcement. So again, it doesn't look like 2027 is going to give us any new standards. According to this, I'm looking at it pretty close right now. So that just means that for 2027, chances are, and I'm scrolling up a little for you guys watching it, agency's public hearing on its proposed heat standard finally published, standard PP in construction, and a corrective notice requiring. Okay, so that was 2025. But other than that, doesn't seem like there is anything. Okay, so we're good. Scrolling down. And so the other one that I really focus on is the enforcement actions. All right, we're not going to get bogged down with the rest of this budget, but let's just look at some of the enforcement activities. I keep hearing that people think that because there's a Republican in office, that OSHA's done, they're not going to be doing any work anymore. Not true. They just now are going to probably spend more money, and we can see it in the budget, for compliance assistance versus compliance enforcement. So that doesn't mean none. It just means that the activity is going to change. So here are the enforcement activities that they're going to be doing. They're going to ensure compliance with the standard, reduce workplace hazard, prevent fatalities. It's good. So let's see. OSHA, right here. Keep doing that. There we go. OSHA employs a mix of unprogrammed inspections, which are investigations for complaints, aka if your workers are unhappy and they complain to OSHA, you're going to see OSHA regardless of what OSHA is going to. Depends on the type of complaint, actually. If it's a formal complaint where they put the name and number, address, and all that stuff, you're going to see OSHA. Informal, anonymous complaints, you're going to get a letter from OSHA, a tersely written letter, wagging their finger at you. Then you got to tell them how you're going to comply, or what did you do for this letter. All right, so OSHA employs a mix of unprogrammed inspections. You see what those are there: fatalities, amputations, and hospitalizations, aka OSHA record keeping, and program inspections such as targeted and high hazard workplaces. So those are going to be where OSHA is going to focus their activity. So high hazard industries, if you need to know what that is, go to 1904, which is the record keeping section, subpart E, and then go to Appendix A. So subpart E, Appendix A, is going to show you a listing of high hazard, and that's where you're going to find out if you're on that list. But if you're required to keep records for injuries and illness, and you got 20 to 49, 20 to 2, I can't remember, 20 to 100, I think it is, workers, you're on that list. All right, so let's see. Numerous cases of inspection results egregious and persistent violators. Severe violators list is going to be in there. And again, usually in this section, they tell you exactly what is going to be enforced. So I'm going to scroll down a little, and okay, now I'm seeing it. I'm going to highlight my page for you guys. Oops, I didn't mean to highlight all that. Let's get that out. I want to highlight this right here. I got a little chipmunk visiting me too. If I had my other camera, I would have showed you guys. All right, future of OSHA. So now you're going to really need to know the future of OSHA. I've just figured it out right now.
Plot twist.
All right, so the future of OSHA is 70 to 80% of inspections initiated will be unprogrammed. That's a lot. So 70 to 80%. So that means OSHA gets a call from your worker that, hey, something's going up, I need you here, and it's a formalized call, that's going to be the inspections. The next set of inspections are going to be OSHA coming in, and oh my goodness, this is so cute. You guys are going to see this. No, or you can't. It's just a little chipmunk. They got chipmunks here in Canada. It's so cute. Anyway, he was coming in. He was going to say hi to you guys. He's going to actually, chill with me on the podcast. I would have had to mic it up though, but that's all right. The chipmunks say kind of crazy things, I would imagine, because they're nuts. Hold on. I gotta cue that up. They're nuts. Okay. All right. So 70 to 80%, that means treat your people right. And if you treat your people right, then OSHA's not going to show up. How's that? Then the other 20%, you guys seeing, OSHA estimates that approximately 20 to 30% of inspections will be performed and intended to continue initiating programmed inspections for national emphasis programs. Go to osha.gov/enforcements. Scroll down to the bottom of that page, and you're going to see those enforcement activities. Let's see what else you're going to do. Local emphasis programs are going to be there. And then construction targeted sites when resources allow. So you big construction projects, you're going to see OSHA there. And again, for egregious offenders and the most dangerous workplaces, aka the severe violators list. All right, so that's what you're going to do. It looks like OSHA is also modernizing their citation process. They're going to do some certified mail for USPS. Usually that's what happens. And use electronic means to deliver citations. Okay, let's update. So let's go back up to see the difference. So 2026 in dollar figures, right up here. And again, we're in the federal enforcement, was 1,100. So they're going down, it looks like 104 FTEs and reducing an additional, should be $3.2 million. So that's going to, again, say they're reducing enforcement, but they're not eliminating it because these workers that are left here are still going to be doing something. All right, let's scroll down a little more. Let's see if there's any mention of anything else that we should be aware of. And sorry, you guys hearing all that wind here. I could mute myself, though. Let me mute myself. It's kind of weird with the dead air, isn't it? Especially you guys on the podcast. So I'm not going to do that. Even the wind is not bad. So here's the performance narrative. All right. So it says 2027 OSHA agency. Let's highlight that. Those of you that can't see the highlights, you're not watching me on YouTube. If you want to listen to this right now when you get home, then go ahead, go to your YouTube station, subscribe to Safety Consultant. So you go to youtube.com, look up Safety Consultant, and you'll see this channel. And or you can do it's like Safety Consultant US is like the actual name, but Safety Consultant, I grabbed that name, and then you can see what I'm doing here. All right. So again, federal agency, it looks like they're going to conduct 22,000 inspections, and now they break down those inspections. 19,000 is going to be safety inspections, and then 22 will be health inspections, 2,200. So OSHA is basically split up into two parts, physical hazards and then health hazards. So the safety inspections are what you're seeing, the bulk of that is. And again, I believe a lot of that's going to be construction industry and high hazard industry. Let's see. OSHA intends to inspect or investigate 95% of complaints received in a timely manner. In addition, OSHA's goal is to respond to 98% of fatalities and catastrophes within one business day. If you ever heard someone say, OSHA doesn't have quotas, I just read you an OSHA quota. And here's another big one, all right? And I think I'm going to leave you guys with this one, and I'll do a wrap up after we do this. But we'll look at the compliance. We'll look at the Susan Harwood grant material. It always says 0, but they always end up giving it money. But let's see. I just highlighted for those of you guys that couldn't see that and you're listening to me. In the fiscal year 2027, OSHA will also continue to focus on serious hazards in construction industry with 11,240 planned construction inspections. I'm telling you, construction guys you're not gonna be exempt from seeing OSHA. Okay. OSHA's C target, meaning OSHA targeting construction, that's the C part, program is intended to help OSHA's compliance staff identify construction sites with the highest probable number of construction hazards, such as the focus for falls electrical, which is electrocution, standby, and caught-in hazards. These are the focus for, and they account for nearly half of all construction fatalities. So that means when OSHA shows up, they're going to be looking for those hazards, especially if you ask for a focus inspection, then obviously that's what the focus is on. All right, they break down the staffing. I break down the federal enforcement. We don't need that. I'm scrolling real fast for those of you that are listening. I'm making my way down to the grant material for training. State budget's going to always be pretty much 0. Hold on. Do we see a reduction? There is a reduction. I wonder why. $4,800 reduction in something. No, I won't bore you guys with the minutia. I'm already pushing the edge right now, so I don't want to get too far. So let's go ahead and see what they're doing with scrolling. Here we go. Technical support. We don't need that. That's something I will look at on my own, because OSHA will look for some technical support, and I believe a lot of that's probably going to be caught up with AI. OSHA is working towards doing more AI type of help with their program. All right, I'm still scrolling, gang. Those of you that are watching, sorry about that. I should have put some sort of warning for your eyes. We're getting close, though. State consultation program, and then right after that, usually it's going to be your training. So we're getting there. There we go, training grant. So as usual, they don't fund training grants. It always says 0, so don't let this fool you. So those of you that aren't seeing it, it says 2025 was 1,000,002. 2026 was 1,000,002. Exact same number, 1,278 or 787, and then 12,787. But the numbers in thousands. And then the request is 0, so it says it's negative money. But usually it says the budget support, which programs the grant. Usually what they're saying is the budget's not going to allow for this because it's repetitive information or repetitive material, which some of it is. However, every year it says that. And you can see, those you're watching on YouTube, that it's been funded pretty much every year. And the FTEs that are going to it is 0, because that's going to be where we who own or work at nonprofits, we would end up doing our own research with that money and put everything together, and it gets housed in the Susan Harwood grant material. So that's really why it's no FTEs on that one. So they're going to look at stand downs and compliance programs and strategic programs. That's what OSHA is going to say will replace the training grant information. But honestly, they say that every year. So those who use the Susan Harwood grant in the OSHA training section, that's okay. It's coming back. It's going to be something that they're going to keep using. It's something that Congress likes. So honestly, don't worry, it'll be there. So I am not going to do much of a wrap up of anything else. I am going to share my screen one last time. Thank you guys for listening. But before I go, let's show you guys a few things You're about to go into the matrix and see yourself and me and all that stuff, but I'll click away real quick. Some of you are ready for coaching. Not everybody is, but some of you, you're really thinking of getting some professional coaching. I am going to work with you on that one. Go to sheldon.coach. So sheldon.coach, and you're going to see this page. I'll tell you a little bit about how you could get some one-on-one coaching with me. We'll talk every other week, and we're going to be on the phone for an hour and a half to 2 hours. And we're going to work on your program specifically. But before you could do that, I need you to take this readiness assessment, and this just helps me know where you're at. So when we do our conversation and we talk afterwards, I'm going to offer you 3 days where we're going to talk every day for 3 days between 45 minutes and an hour, and it's going to be for free. We're just getting to know each other, getting to know where you want to be. And then from there, if you decide to go on with coaching, then you tell me what you need help with, and I'll give you whatever price offer that seems reasonable for us, and we'll come to an agreement on that one. So to get started, though, is going to be right here, this readiness assessment. Take this. It's very easy form. It just lets me know where you are currently. Safety Consultant Blueprint is found on sheldonprimus.com. But if you type in Safety Consultant Blueprint, you'll get there. If you're going to go to sheldonprimus.com, just look under the courses. That's in the shop. And then you'll see the Safety Consultant Blueprint. Again, for this month, if you are going to purchase this, I'm going to work with you for a half hour and get to help you get pointed in the right direction. And then you could attend the Safety Consultant 101, and that is going to be a 2-hour event where we're going to go ahead and spend some time together, and truly we're going to break down how to get yourself started or going, especially if you got started and you kind of stalled out. You don't really need to know how to start your business at that point. You need to know how to get unstuck. Yeah, we'll do that. So we only got, at the time of this recording, 47 days before the event. So it's coming up real soon, game. All right. So I want to share that with you. Got the coaching, got the blueprint. So mostly everything you need is sheldonprimus.com. And that's where you're going to see it. All right. So I am going to warm up. I'm going to finish my coffee. I'm going to see if I can find that little chipmunk guy, and that was so cute, you guys. Yeah, I wish you guys would have been able to see that one, but he hid out for me. He did not want me to show him on camera. He must be a little bit camera shy there. So that's okay. So thank you so much for seeing the future of OSHA with me. And honestly, I thought that was fun. I'll keep doing this again. And for everyone else out there, you guys got this. Go get them.
That's a wrap for today's safety show. Remember, safety isn't just about hard hats and caution signs. It's about business smarts too. Thanks for joining us on the Safety Consultant Show with Sheldon Primus. Until next time, stay safe, stay savvy, and keep consulting like a boss. Go get 'em. The views and opinions expressed on this podcast or